Can I beat Stardew Valley without leaving the farm? Yes, that's right. In today's video, I will be putting myself to the ultimate Stardew Valley challenge. The rules for this challenge are quite simple, just don't leave the farm. But I'm giving myself 1 day of freedom a year to spend the gold I make and do whatever I want around the valley. So, can I beat the game without leaving the farm? You'll just have to subscribe to find out. Plus, it makes you roughly 73.4% cooler, I swear. But before we get into it, let's hear a quick word from today's video sponsor. If you, like me, are like Lewis and Marnie and want to keep your personal information a secret, then you might want to head on over to NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your data, hides your IP, and keeps you safe while browsing online. Not only that, but it lets you change your geographical location. So if you found some friends that you want to play Stardew Valley with, but they're halfway across the world, then that's no problem at all. You can find my affiliate link in the description or in the comments, or you can head on over to nordvpn.com/poxyl, where you can get a great deal plus a free bonus. And if you are unsure afterwards, they have a risk-free 30-day money-back guaranteed. Not to mention, NordVPN is the fastest VPN on the market, so you too can be zipping around the internet knowing you're safe and secure. Lewis and Marnie swear by it when they're sending emails. And thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring the video. Welcome to Lonely Farm. That's right, I called it Lonely Farm since, you know, I'm not going to be seeing many people. My favorite thing, being lonely. You may notice I'm looking a bit different, and that's because I've let myself go a bit and I've grown a beard. Let me know what you think about it. Of course, being the first day on the farm, I grabbed my parsnips and got to clearing out an area in front of my house. Once I had a sizable patch of cleared land, I hoed some dirt, planted my parsnip seeds, and gave them some water. Afterwards, I made myself a handy dandy chest where I can put all of my valuables and went on a little tour around the farm. This is my broken down greenhouse. This is my useless crop area because of these massive logs in the way. Here's the forageables area. And this is my cute little pear. And yeah, that's about it. I continued running around the farm weed whacking since Fiber has a chance to drop mixed seeds, and since I couldn't leave the confines of the farm, they were going to be my only source of crops for the year ahead. While I was wandering around, I came across a piece of seaweed and was reminded about the fact that ocean forageables will sometimes wash up on shore, which may not seem like much, but when you're not allowed to leave the farm, then I'll take any extra gold I can get. Anyway, for now it was back to scything. By the evening, I had 8 mixed seeds though, so hey, that's not too shabby. I woke up the next day with a letter from Willie asking me to come down to the beach, and I was reminded of my inability to use fishing as a money-making tool, which, I won't lie, rubbed me the wrong way just a little bit. But not to worry, I had parsnips to water. Since I wasn't going to be making any money from fishing, I thought I'm going to be making most of my money from wood and forageables I find. I was feeling a little rebellious and I thought about leaving the farm and quitting early, but I quickly humbled myself and I turned around since, day 2 would be a pretty embarrassing day to fail this challenge. So I just went back to chopping trees and clearing more of the farm. Overnight I hit level 1 foraging, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna take the small wins here, people. Well, since it's raining and I don't have to water my parsnips, I may as well go for a stroll around the farm. Ooh, what's this I see? A washed up box? 1 second, let me just do the sacred dance. Okay, well, I may not be able to use any quality retaining soil, I definitely don't mind a bit of extra cash. And afterwards, I decided to clear more of the farm. Time to water my parsnips. There we go, little parsnips, soon you'll be all big and strong. Ah, well, would you look at the time? 6:40 in the morning. God, I've been working for ages. Time to go to bed, I think. Would you look at all those healthy looking parsnips? I even celebrated this momentous occasion by doing the sacred box dance. I then replaced those parsnips with my mixed seeds I had picked up a few days ago and gave them a drink of water. And then it was back to clearing more of the farm. Now you may be wondering, Poxyl, how do you beat the game? Well, to beat the game I would usually go for perfection. However, this challenge makes that pretty much impossible. So my definition of beating the game is to either finish the community center or finish the Jojo Mart warehouse. And since the community center would take me many years to complete, I opted to complete the Jojo Mart warehouse warehouse instead, since to complete it all you really need is gold. So it's my goal in this series to complete the warehouse and become the CEO of Joja. Just kidding, I'm not social enough for that. The rain gods were back, and after foraging around the farm for a bit, I found another box beside the greenhouse. After blessing the box with my one-of-a-kind ritual, I was rewarded with some geodes. I decided to spend a bit of my time clearing out more of the farm. That wasn't until I decided to make myself a friend. Everyone, I'd like you to meet Jack the Scarecrow. Okay, Jack's gonna tell you a joke. Okay, never mind, I'll tell it. Why did the Scarecrow win a Nobel Prize? Because he was outstanding in his field. Okay, that joke was pretty bad. But hey, look, I got level 2 foraging and level 1 mining, yay. Good morning, Jack. Lovely day to water some crops, don't you think? You know, Jack's a great listener. I found another box washed up by the greenhouse and I got myself a burger. You know, I don't think I've ever seen anyone so happy about a soggy burger. Of course, I then spent the rest of the day clearing out more of the farm. I'm starting to think my sacred box dancers are actually rain dancers at this point. Since I didn't have to water my crops today, I figured I'd continue to rid the farm of debris. What a beautiful morning. I can't wait to... Okay, this is getting a little scary now. I picked a few parsnips that had grown from my mixed seeds, which I put away safely into my chest, and Jack watched on as I proved myself that I should never be left alone for an extended period of time. But some sense did come back to me and I spent my energy, you guessed it, clearing more of the farm. The sun was finally shining once again, so back to watering my crops I went. Alrighty Jack, you listen to me and you listen to me good. Under no circumstances do you let any crows under these crops, do you hear me? Because there are going to be some dire consequences if you do. Jack and I have fun, don't we? I woke up to some potatoes this morning, so I went and picked them. Good to see Jack is doing his job well. I didn't have much farm left to clear, and after a bit more tree chopping, I had cleared it all the way to the sand area. I feel so accomplished. Too bad I'm left with the crippling feeling of loneliness. To combat that feeling, I decided to make a second chest, which will hold all the things I'm going to sell at the end of each season. That way, as I collect things throughout the season, I can see the progress I'm making. Not only that, but it might help prevent me from going insane. Overnight, Jack and I got a visit from the Tooth Fairy who switched professions and cast a magical spell on my crops. Oh, and I got level 3 foraging. Yay! So the next morning I picked my now ready cauliflower, which I put into my end of season selling chest, and moved Jack so he can really enjoy the views. I thought I saw you blink last night, so you better not move, Jackie boy. I'll put you in the trash faster than you can say Scarecrow. He loves me, really. I passed by the mailbox and was rudely sent a letter about some egg festival. I think I made it very clear to Lewis I won't be attending any festivals during my time here in Pelican Town, but that's okay, I'll let them off this one time. And now that my farm was looking a little bare, I thought I'd better add some decorations. So I chucked down a campfire with some paths around it and set up a mini tree farm. It ain't much, but it's honest work. You'll notice I skipped a couple of days. Yeah, it's because nothing really happened. All I did was wander around the farm like a lost little puppy. Isn't that right, Jack? Today I decided to make some use of my farm, and since I had committed heinous acts of deforestation, I thought why not give back to Mother Nature and start replanting. And because I need lots of wood for money too, but mainly good for nature, of course. Dear Diary, it's day 16. The rain is pouring down again and I'm out by the campfire. Kinda weird that it doesn't go up. Okay, never mind. I've made contact with a scarecrow named Jack. I'm convinced he's watching me when I fall asleep. I'm keeping a close eye on him. No villager has checked up on me yet. Kinda sad if you think about it, but that's okay. Insanity hasn't got to me yet. Signed, Poxeel. I want my trees to grow faster, so I thought a good idea would be to shower them with some love, except this one. I've decided to experiment on this one to see if love actually does affect tree growth. And I also found not one, but 2 washed up boxes. So of course some box dancing was in order. Fresh salmon berries were awaiting my picking today, so off I went around the farm collecting up as many as I could. I'll admit I wish I had remembered this earlier since it was the last day for salmon berry picking, but hey, better now than never. I woke up to a letter from Jody the next morning, and if I had the ability to write a letter back, I'd tell her to get her own cauliflower. But I accepted the quest nonetheless. So I put one aside in my valuables chest so I'd remember to give it to her on my shopping day. Because how can I forget? My experiment was coming along nicely. As you can see, one tree has now grown, all thanks to my showering of love. Today I was blessed with human contact, finally, when Marnie showed up on my doorstep on the 20th with a lovely looking pooch, who I named Coco. There was one scary moment where I thought I had lost her. I was legit running around for ages trying to find her on the farm, and she was literally nowhere to be found. I then realized that she's probably inside the farmhouse, and lo and behold, there she was. So I decided to spend some quality time with her, which is exactly what I needed. I woke up the next morning and treated Coco to a full bowl of water and some pats, only because she's the cutest pup around, and I'm still waiting for my trees to grow. So after a short lap around the farm, I woke up the next day to do the exact same thing. I checked my mailbox this morning only to find Lewis had sent me an invitation to the flower dance. Or is this you, Jack? Huh? Writing on behalf of the mayor, sending me mail at night. To torment me, is it? Is that your angle? Oh, see, I think you're funny now. Funny guy. Yeah, I'm totally not going nuts. After another quick lap around the farm, I experimented on my trees a bit more before calling it in at 8:30 in the morning. Can you blame me? It was a big day. For the next few days, I worked on clearing out the crop field of debris since I was still waiting for my other trees to grow. Not only that, but I thought it would give me a few more piles of wood to sell off at the end of the season. And by the 26th, it was looking clean, tidy, and beautiful. Unlike my beard. Not to mention, I picked up a couple more soggy burgers from the beach. Thank God I'm selling these. I have a feeling if I ate them, I'd end up at Harvey's. And here we are on the final day of spring. If you're wondering where day 27 went, well, it's because I slept. Today was a special day, and that's because it's going to be my first payday. So special, in fact, that Coco and Jack wanted a family photo, so everyone say cheese! It took me 2 trips to shove everything I had into the shipping bin, and I took some extra wood I had and decided to ship that away too. And spring's total is 5,873 gold, which for never leaving the farm isn't actually that bad. I'm sure Lewis will have fun rummaging through the shipping bin tonight. Put some sunscreen on, people, because it's summertime. To celebrate this, I filled up Coco's water bowl and ran around the farm scything fiber and clearing any debris that had spawned. And then I went to bed because, yeah, it's a lot of hard work. If you're wondering why it's the 3rd, well, to put it plain and simple, the first day really took it out of me, and I thought another 24 hours of sleep was exactly what I needed. Amongst the rainfall, I found another washed up box. And my mum had sent me some cookies in the mail, so thanks, Mum. Nobody tell her I'm gonna sell these. Okay, I'll come clean. I've been sleeping so that the trees I planted can grow. And by sleeping all the way to Saturday, I can just pick up all the forage around the farm then. You know, before they all disappear and whatnot. So I did some tree chopping, more debris clearing, and finished off with some more tree chopping. But I didn't even get that much forage today, so I'm really happy to know that worked. Today I was back to the tree chopping grind. I even managed to get my hands on some beach forageables and was blessed with another washed up box full of geodes. But of course you can't go around committing heinous acts of deforestation without replanting the trees. So I ran around replanting my tree seeds. And then I did the exact same thing again today. Summer 9, I continued to do the exact same thing. Today was no different because I did the exact same thing again and again and again. And then I did the exact same thing again today and again and again and again. Oh, sorry, I thought I was losing it for a bit back there, but this rain is very refreshing. Today I managed to find a gold quality spiceberry, 2 soggy survival burgers from a washed up crate, and then was blessed with another which gave me 3 whole mixed seeds, which I think I'll keep safe for fall. And then I chopped some more trees down, who would have guessed? Ah, what a beautiful day. It's been quite a jump in time, but I'd go nuts detailing the boring life of a lonely man. All I did was chop trees and sleep. And I'm not even kidding. My life has been belittled down to cutting trees and sleeping. But today I did manage to find a sweet pea, a nautilus shell, and a box. So after my box dance ritual, I was rewarded with a couple more soggy burgers. It's come to my attention, Jack, that you've been nothing but useless on this farm, so I'm throwing you out in the trash. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'll leave you right there. Oh, we get along so well. Dear Diary, it's the 21st of summer, and my experiment took an unexpected turn. All of my trees have grown except this one. Unfortunately, my theory of growing trees with love may have just been debunked. I dug up a coffee from a Joja box today. Yeah, that is all. I managed to finally reach level 5 foraging today and decided to go with the forester perk. That way I can get even more wood when I'm cutting down trees. And here we are on the final day of summer. And yeah, thanks Demetrius for that wonderful letter reminding me of yet another event I will not be attending. After another session of tree chopping and replanting seeds, I had my final haul of this season, so I gathered up everything out of the pink chest and shoved it all into the shipping bin. All there was to do now was to cross my fingers and hope I'd make some bank from it. Now, if I'm being honest, I was still a little upset about not being able to attend the Moonlight Jellies, so yeah, that's right, I stayed up and I celebrated in my own way. However, without further ado, the total we made from summer was 7,730 gold. We're now in my favorite season of all time, and I thought I'd spend some quality time with Coco and Jack before I got back to work. I had 3 mixed seeds in my chest from the summer season, so I planted them down just in front of Jack, just so if anything happens I have someone to blame. Followed of course with some more tree chopping and seed replanting. I woke up the next morning to water my plants and continue the monotonous task of tree chopping. You know what, I'm just going to cue the tree chopping montage. I took a break mid-chopping on the 6th to run around for forage. I found a washed up package, and thanks to my box dance ritual, I was blessed with 5 whole mixed seeds. So I raced up to Jack and planted my mixed seeds down. Now I wholeheartedly trust Jack with these seeds. Alright, back to the montage. I woke up this morning to an artifact spot in front of the farmhouse and I dug up my first artifact. Now I have to remember to take this to Gunther when I go out on my shopping day.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
I collected an eggplant this morning. Woohoo! Oh, it's blackberry season at the moment, so I managed to collect a few from around the farm, so hey, that's something too. I got level 6 foraging today, and while the idea of having lightning rods is pretty awesome, I don't have access to bat wings, which is just fantastic news. This morning I woke up to a few crops ready for harvest, including 2 artichoke and a singular pumpkin. As for someone who's been cutting trees down for money for the past 3 seasons, this was very exciting. The next day I had some corn ready to pick again, which really increased my serotonin levels before going back to the wood chopping grind. I think I'm going to be doing this for a while, so I'll see you when something fun happens. Hello again. Yes, that's right, it's been a whole 2 weeks. You don't want to know what I've been through. No, just kidding, of course you want to know. Well, I've been chopping trees and hard at work replanting all the seeds, as you can clearly see. And I've been picking corn and eggplant from my regrowable plants that I managed to get from my mixed seeds, and foraging around the farm, of course. Which must mean it's the final day of fall, and our 3rd payday of the year. I finished up the final tree chopping session of the season and got to shoving everything I had gathered from the fall season into the shipping bin, which I will admit was quite a lot. And the final tally for fall is 11,829 gold, which is actually not too shabby. There was a chill in the air the next day, which can only mean it's winter, and Demetrius showed up at my door asking me to answer the ultimate Stardew Valley question: mushrooms or fruit bats? Well, I ended up picking mushrooms, and that's because they grow every single day, making it a better short-term money-making solution. The next morning, I was surprised to see 500 gold from Mum in the mail, which I will gladly accept. And I went to gather my mushrooms. Since trees don't grow in winter, and mushrooms will be my only source of income this season, you know what? I'm just gonna speed this all up for you.
One eternity later.
Oh hey, long time no see. Let's take a look at what I've been up to, shall we? Well, this is what I've gathered from a whole 28 days of gathering, and honestly I'm pretty happy with my efforts. So I shoved it all into the shipping bin for the final payday of the year and headed to sleep. Alrighty then, let's go and spend it all. What a beautiful day for a bit of retail therapy. So I have a list of things I want to get, so let's tick them off as we go. Firstly, I wandered down to the beach so I could grab that rod Willie wanted me to have. Sure, it was a whole year ago he asked, but I was so glad to finally have the rod in my hands. Next up, I headed to Pierre's where I purchased the large pack for 2,000 gold, which is going to be great this year for holding all the fish I'm going to catch. And while I was there, I purchased a pomegranate tree sapling and a peach tree sapling. Now I did some slight research and found that peaches and pomegranates are worth more when selling them. Next up on the shopping list was ores, and what better place to get some than from Clint's. So I headed over there and purchased myself a bit of copper and iron ore, along with some coal of course. After that I made sure to see the community center cutscene with Lewis so that I could betray him about 1 minute later by purchasing the Joja Mart membership for 5,000 gold. Like I said earlier, this was going to be really the only way I can beat the game. I then backtracked to Pierre's to get myself an orange tree sapling with the leftover gold I had before heading to the mines. However, I wasn't there for long and I found myself heading back home pretty early. So there you have it. 1 year in the valley without leaving the farm has just flown by. And if you want to see what I do with all the goodies I've just acquired, then make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next part along with all my other Stardew Valley content. And if you don't do it for me, do it for Coco and Jack here. But as always, you're all wonderful people, so have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.